Hey, I'm Nicola Madora. How do we sail our ship through the challenges in life? How do we face hardships, difficult situations without being drowned and without losing ourselves? How do we deal with losses and loss of a loved one, being laid off from work? And sometimes our ship in the ocean, we meet really high tides and strong waves and storms and maybe even hurricanes like what's happening in this world right now. So this is actually where a spiritual practice comes in most handy. It's where the rubber meets the road. How we navigate through those challenges. So often, though, we react to unhappy news. And you might find yourself in one of those several reactions that I'm going to show you. Very common. Okay, bad news are coming, or maybe hurt, or maybe suffering. And here we go. I'm not here. I'm gonna hide out. Or I put a pink blanket over myself and say, hey, I'm not in denial. This isn't what is happening. This can't be happening. Or we do another route. We freeze. I'm gonna hold my breath until it's over. Sometimes you can hold your breath for a very long time. Or we blame. Oh, don't we love it? This is the universe's fault. This is my mommy's fault. This is your fault that things have gone bad. It's this instant reaction that we tend to go to. Or we make a huge drama out of things. I can't handle this. So we freak out. And all that happens is you might just fall overboard from your ship because you can't catch the next wave and sail your ship through it. So that isn't so good when the captain falls off the ship, right? And especially if you have a crew behind you that are people who are relying on you. It's useful to learn how to sail in sunny weather and in the worst storm. So how do we do that? Okay, the first thing is you ground yourself because the earth is below you. Even if it gets rocky at times, you just let yourself feel that there is more that supports you. You are not on your own, even though it can feel like that. The next thing is you start breathing, because when you are full of breath, you have your intelligence starts working, your brain starts working, but also you can engage more in a relaxed way, and you can act fast if need be. Then you gotta let yourself feel what you're feeling. If you're trying to hold, freeze up in the fear, it's not gonna help you. So what you can do instead is just acknowledge the fear that you might be experiencing in your belly right now. It's usual that when something difficult happens, we have fear, you just breathe into it, give it breath, give it acknowledgement. You don't need to pretend you're being Superman or Superwoman, but you also don't need to drown in it all. And the other part is center. Allow yourself to actually feel that you're more than what is happening around you, and that you have access to a far greater intelligence that can guide you through. How do we do that? You let your mind drop in the back seat instead of trying to figure it all out, and you allow your heart to open. I know it's sometimes difficult when you are slammed with things, but you let yourself open. You begin to listen. What is in this moment the most beneficial way to move forward? And then you act on that insight. So what happens is you begin to learn to sail your ship through all weather conditions. Of course, sometimes you will slip and sometimes you will fall and you get up, and sometimes you may even hang overboard half of you and you call for help, because that's also a useful thing to do. Ask for help. You don't need to do this alone. And the more you practice coming present, allowing your feelings, acknowledging it all, and then centering yourself in what is greater in you, the more you do that, the more easier your sailing will be, until you have reached mastery and you can even sail through the greatest hurricane and take your people along too. Happy sailing.